Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. I can guarantee that I'm about to give you, as usual, the truth in this video. Subscribing to the channel won't clog or corrupt or take any of your phone memory. If this is the first time on the channel, click the subscription button, like the video so that it can reach others, including your enemies, and share the video on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. Here, a certified and experienced detective of the Jamaica Constabulary Force is about to educate you with facts and not propaganda or hyperbole for the government and its minions. In Jamaica, we do not have a criminal problem, we have a corruption problem. I do believe criminals must live in fear of losing their lives and not the law-abiding citizens. I do believe in preemptive strikes, as the United States military has been using when dealing with terrorists. What we have in Jamaica are terrorists that terrorize the communities and drive fear into the hearts of the law-abiding citizens. These are not gunmen, these are terrorists. I do not like thieving or criminal supporting police officers. Don't be upset with me for calling you out. What you need to do is to appreciate my honesty in telling about your past and that you should be proud of, and point out the same. Any human can change if they want, but some are genetically criminal minded. There's an old saying, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. So at this juncture now, we're going down to Chief Justice Brian Sykes, the Klansman judge. And I have some bad news for you people, because Justice Brian Sykes, already made up his mind that he's going to release all of these people who's facing the anti-gang legislation. Just remember how he had treated even the police in regards to the witnesses. Even the witness who was the second in command of the gang, and the judge is questioning the witness credibility. Can you believe that? But the reason why Justice Brian Sykes is doing that, you have to understand, that he's beholden to the PNP LGBTQ plus party. And the reason why this gang, the reason why this judge is defending this gang, you have to understand, it's a part of their political strategy. You have to understand how the PNP operates, they operate by using terrorism to scare other people. And because the reason why the Klansman gang, is such a dangerous gang in Spanish Town is because the PNP wanted Spanish Town to become a PNP enclave, the PNP LGBTQ plus party. So that's why that's why the Klansman rise during the PNP regime of 18 years. You understand? So I wanted to listen to this. This person, I'm not gonna call his name, and you will understand what is really happening in Jamaica with these corrupt people who are in the judiciary. If you notice, for the past 2 days, I have been giving you information about the judiciary and the corruption that entails, that entrenched in it. You understand? And I've shown you one of the judges, Judge Judith Pusey. And you don't want, not even my case, and you don't want nothing than what happened with Karen Spencer's case. You understand? The way that she was fighting with the director of public prosecution, and at the end of the day, the man thief how many millions of dollars on the Jamaican people's coffers, and he was acquitted by her. No evidence and stuff like that, and all kind of shenanigans. That to show you how corrupt our judiciary. So I wanted to listen to what this person is saying. You will listen, you will decide, and I will continue.
The deep interconnection between the most bloodthirsty criminals in Jamaica and a clique of persons within the Jamaican judiciary. and show how both have been working together so efficiently to keep criminals on the street. First of all, what I'm referring to in this specific case is the trial that has been going on with the 31 defendants in the Supreme Court. Since the release of about 5 of those defendants a few days ago, people are saying that the police has not done their job and have not presented enough evidence to convince a legal tribunal to convict these men. But that is not true. That is not true. The police took 2.5 years of painstaking investigation. They tapped phones. They recorded many conversations, hundreds of hours of conversation. They got confirmation of these recordings by the data providers, which showed they had not been tampered with. Cell towers placed many defendants at the crime scenes. The police retrieved the weapons that contained the fingerprints of several gunmen. There were photographs of the defendants, their data, face, their vital information were taken, including fingerprints. There were even ball-by-ball commentary on how each defendant, each event went down when they were committing their acts. And several people were placed at these locations at the time. What was on display also, there was the full chain of command within the gang. The whole command structure of the gang was presented. Everything within the structure was presented to see the whole hierarchy from the foot soldier to the top lieutenant and the overall leader. That was shown. You know, they could even show the chain of command of the weapons that they retrieved to see who had it and who had it next and who. They went to all that length. Yes? But last but not least, former gang members, no less 3 former gang members, including 2 who were in the top hierarchy of the gang, were working with the police in real time, gathering data for 2.5 years. And all this information were gathered and totally recorded and kept and tabulated and put in specific chronological order and everything. And everything was presented before the courts. So, what went wrong? The police, let me say this plain, the police are not able to speak on it because as professionals and because of the job they do, they will not be able to come out and speak on it. So I am going to speak for the Jamaica Constabulary. The Jamaica Constabulary did their job. In fact, they didn't just do their job. They did something which was cutting edge. They did something that come out of a James Bond movie. They did things that only the CIA and the FBI and the MI6 and the KGB were capable of doing. I didn't know that the Jamaica Constabulary were capable of that. These men went, as police officers, went into the belly of the beast, into the belly and gathered evidence, communicated with the criminals, kept diaries, kept records, daily records, and all of this was presented before the courts coherently. There was nothing that is humanly possible that the police had not done. The police did everything. So we have to ask the questions, what went wrong? Let me tell you what went wrong. There is a clique within the Jamaican judiciary who are working with the criminals. Yes. And this clique, there is nothing you're going to present before the courts that this clique will not throw out. They just throw it out arbitrarily. Because what seemed to have happened is that when the anti-gang legislation was being tabled in Parliament, there doesn't seem to have been any criteria as to what evidence would constitute being a gang member. And basically, the onus is on the prosecution to prove that they were gang members. And lacking any form of criteria, what the court has done is simply throw out every evidence. At least, let me tell you, I'm not on the inside, I'm on the outside, but to the best of my knowledge, at least 80% of the evidence that was presented had to have been thrown out, or these men nobody could have walked. Nobody could have walked. But what I'm going to show you, and so let me get into this a bit deeper. And I'm going to mention this clique some more. And I'm going to refer to this clique as brain. I'm going to refer to this clique of corrupt persons within the judicial system as brain. Now, let me tell you something. Brain is using a thing we call psychs. You see? And let me tell you about psychs. Psychs is pronounced P-S-Y-C-H-E-S. We say psychs. Now, how do we use the word psychs in Jamaica? In Jamaica, when we're using the word psychs, we say, you know, when a man trying to bamboozle you, can you, samfire you, and him is a big general, we say he might use psychs pan you, he might use psychs pan you. So let me tell you something. These members of this clique is using psychs to release all of these people. Psychs them I use.
Yes, you know, as you know, it's, you know, so far the video is over 12 minutes, and you know, no disrespect to, you know, some of the viewers and subscribers. You know, a majority of people have low attention span like goldfishes. Yes, and I say that without any apology, because you have to understand, you know, that data is the thing that control everything. Without data, you know, you'd be lost. You know, so we're just working off data. Most people, you put a 20-minute video, if you don't beseech them to watch it today, and people not passing more than 12 or 15 minutes in most. You understand? So you have to give them in increments, you know, for them to digest it. So what you're listening to, this is someone who is telling you, the audience, what is happening behind the scene with Justice Brian Sykes. But if you read or keep yourself abreast of the Klansman trial, you would see that this judge is Justice Brian Sykes' behavior is consistent with Judith Pusey. That was the same behavior that he's displaying as she displayed in the Kern Spencer's case. So you have to understand that these people have to show their beholders, you know, the people who they are beholden to, you know, their handlers, you know, that you put me here, so don't think that I am here wasting time, you know. I am here defending your people. You understand? So that is the reason why, you know, he even treated the Deputy Commissioner of Police with such hostility, because to them, you know, to Justice Brian Sykes, who's a Klansman member. Yes, all of these people are Klansman member. Yeah, you know, remember, you know, the PMP new criminal gang is that they had step on the money. The Klansman, no, you understand? So to them, the police, what the police did, all of this, you know, work, undercover work, never done before in Jamaica in such fashion. You understand? The police, they have to be labor right. So you cannot be a police officer in Jamaica for these people, you know, unless you are political affiliated to one party, because that's how they're used to it. They don't use to police who are independent of doing their job from any political party. So that's the reason why this judge even threw evidence of firearm recording and all kind of stuff. Even a man that was killed, and there was just some little discrepancy with the date. That doesn't change that the man is dead, and he made a big deal out of it. So Justice Brian Sykes, so far he has shown his hand, and he's on the defense team. He's not the arbiter of justice. You understand? He's the arbiter for the Klansman gang and the PMP LGBTQ plus party. Remember, it was during their 18 years in power that this gang become prominent in Jamaica and spread their wings. So now it's the police now because remember there used to be Kingfish. You understand? And Kingfish never even touch these people. So you have to understand that's how it is. So these people are free reign. You understand? I can tell you that the extortion thing, they were trying anything in St. Andrew South in Unsbury police area. You understand? In the early 1990s. That's when it was kicking off in Spanish Town. And three guys, from Waterhouse and Mascot fraction and another part, and they tried. And all three of them preemptive strike. You understand what I'm saying? And that's it. That's how it's supposed to work. You understand? But none of that's happening in Spanish Town because the police, criminals, cannot survive without police because the police were acting in concert with these people over there in Spanish Town. But we soon get to that part because no criminal gang cannot survive and grow exponentially without the help of the police or the support or the enabling police officers. You understand? Thanks for watching. Have yourself a beautiful. Part 2 is coming up because you know it is. People have short attention span. Blessed love.